Hi, I'm Corin, and this is my film pitch, Great Granddad's Birthday. This is a short about a family who decide to get together to celebrate their birthday of their great granddad. There's just one issue, he's dead. But before I go any further, let's take a look at the animatic. So this is the image that first inspired the film, which is a Papuan man holding his ancestor in his arms. This got me thinking about how different cultures around the world approach the topic of death. Although the initial image was Indonesian, I decided to take more inspiration from the culture of the Andes, where worship of mummified ancestors was common. So in the Inca Empire, dead ancestors regularly took part in everyday activities, such as meals with the family. I decided to put a more comedic spin on this by having them celebrate a birthday in an anachronistic setting, with modern and traditional elements present. The film would be animated in 2D using digital effects to replicate a more traditional look inspired by Andean textiles. I also imagine it would be a film for families, as although it deals with the themes of death, it does so in a light-hearted manner, and I wanted to portray this different perspective on the matter that is very family-focused. A theme I wanted to have in the film was the importance of spending time with family and the impact it has, as well as looking at how different cultures treat death and the deceased. For the style, I looked at Andean art and how I could bring that to life. I was inspired by animated shows such as Chowder or the Monkey Island games to use a more loose, sketchy style, which makes use of texture overlays to add details to simple drawings. The film starts with a figure being dragged from a burial site and taken to a dark room. It has an ominous, muted tone before a surprise reveal of a birthday party for the corpse with bright, vibrant colours. The next scene then shows the party using a photo montage to give the impression of a lot happening in a short period. Throughout the film, the body stays static and within 1/3 of the frame, while everything else moves around him. After a brief accident with the camera, the now quite tipsy family takes the body back to where it was buried, and our film ends with a shot of the de-animated body beginning to smile. For the main character, who I nicknamed Aoki, I took inspiration from the royal mummies of the Inca Empire. Unfortunately, these mummies were all burned by the Spanish, so I had to rely on recreations or early illustrations. For the families, I looked at different styles of Andean clothing and how they could be represented in different shapes and styles of character. And for the final design, I used shape language to try and make clear the different relations between family members, using overlays to add textures. While most of this family I stylized for greater ease of animation, the main character I made more complex as they move very little during the story. When it came to the environment, I used an Incan Shulpa as a tomb for the great granddad, and I looked at both traditional and modern Quechua houses to design a room where the party takes place. So with that in mind, let's take another look at the animatic. Right, so thank you for watching, and are there any questions?